Hello everyone, welcome to this very special episode of the REDstreams. First time we're actually doing this formula. My name is Amelia, I'm Alicja, you know me. I'm a senior community manager and I have a really cool guest with me. And let's start with Alicja Kozera.
Hey guys.
Colin Walder, you probably know this guy.
Hey.
And Ira Bolden, CMO from Embody.
Hello.
So, like I mentioned, today we have a special episode. This is actually first time we're doing a stream with an actual partner of our product. So, if you have any questions about Immerse Gamepack for Cyberpunk, now's the time to ask in the chat.
Yes, we are live with you today. I will be checking the Twitch chat, so if you have any questions, feel free to write them. I will make sure to ask our guest today. But let's just start. So, Immerse Gamepack. What is it? Explain it to us, explain it to our community.
I'll start with something really simple and fundamental, and it has to do with how we as humans hear sound, right? And so how our brain is able to tell if a sound is in this location or over here has to do with how it impacts these folds and cavities in your ear. And something really cool is everybody's ear is unique. It's more unique than your fingerprint. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't understand this shape and these cavities, it's really hard to give somebody brain the impression of spatial sound because you're missing something really key that your brain is looking for, how the waveform is changed. What Immerse Gamepack does is it allows you to have a personalized audio profile, or a fancy word is HRTF, okay, head-related transfer function, right? You personalize that audio profile, which then does a great job of unlocking all the great sound that all of us love about Cyberpunk 27.
Wow, okay. So you mentioned HRTF. This is something I also asked you before the stream
Yes.
today. So can you explain how it works, the technology behind it, and how it differs from the traditional audio system?
Okay, yes. So traditional audio systems have what we call a generic HRTF. Mm-hmm. What that is they've taken one set of ears and they say, okay, I'm gonna map that to 7 billion people in the world. And it doesn't work really well. It does give you some perception of spatial, but lacking in terms of areas like height, okay? There's typically some coloration of the sound, mm-hmm. right? And what we've done at Embody is we've been able to, in 30 seconds, okay, allow you to take your phone, do a scan, that goes to a cloud. Our machine learning algorithms crank on that. We make a 3D model of you, basically, bombard it with sound, and you capture the model. And we send it back to the game. Now when you got this model, we can run game sound through that. And then it goes to your headphones, binaural audio, and voila, you're hearing depth, you're hearing height, you're hearing things move around you.
Okay.
I think the interesting thing here is that because this standard HRTF, and it depends obviously different solutions use it different ways, how you experience that will depend on the shape of your head. So if you happen to have the head that is kind of the same shape as this, then you're good. If you have a weird head like me, then maybe not so successful.
I see. So usually we get sound, like default sound, like the same for everyone, and with the technology you provide, it's personalized for everyone and better.
You got it.
Yes.
I remember when I was actually talking with our BizDev, our marketing team, about the collaboration that we're doing about the product, and I actually wanted to know more. I spoke with you, Colin, and I asked, so how do you do it? What do you do? And you said, just scan your head and you're done, and it's great. So, I guess it's just as easy as that. You just scan your head, poof, you're done.
I remember, it must be like 6-7 years ago, I was having a personalized HRTF done in a lab. And what we had to do then was, you sit on this little chair, and actually it was quite small. I'm not so small, so I was scrunched up, and there's a sphere around you, and they have all of these microphones and speakers, and then they put the microphones in your ear, and then they're playing the sounds as they rotate you around this thing, and then this creates the picture. So it takes quite some time to do, and obviously not everyone can have one of these setups in a thing, and the result was great, but it's like, how can we take this to gamers? Like there's no way that we can ask gamers to go and find some university somewhere.
All right, so speaking about that, how the Immerse Gamepack actually enhance the sound of Night City? Because, Night City is not just colors and neons and all that, but also sounds, right? So what's that selling point of Immerse Gamepack?
I think the big thing is that, Cyberpunk, 2077 sound design is amazing. It's stunning. People, no, they do. It's known. Wow, this is great sound design. The challenge, though, is that when you listen to it on a headset, okay, it has to be folded down, so they have a stereo mix down of all this great sound. Colin is sitting in his, Atmos studio, and he is hearing all of it in full effect. But the other, millions of gamers out there on their headset, you're not hearing what Colin and all the other, Christoph and the other sound designers can hear. So really, that's the magic, is that if you use your personalized HRTF, you actually unlock that. And so those sounds, the footsteps, the impact of gunshots or enemy footsteps or music, okay, all these environmental sounds that are in the game, the very details, you actually get to hear them. And that's what's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it fits especially well because when we were creating Cyberpunk, we did have the idea of spatial sound. We were working with Atmos and with the conventional HRTFs because this fits so much our vision of the world of Night City. Right? This is the vertical city. It's one of the key points that we wanted to get across the game. That is not just this flat world, but actually you have all of this vertical exploration and space, and really feel that the city is something huge and towering over you. So one of the key things Ira mentioned that we get from this personalized one is this extra definition of the verticality. So it means that we can express that core vision that we have for the soundscape, Night City of the game, and you can really start to feel it. You feel that these buildings are towering over you, that you're not just walking on a flat plane, but actually this really three-dimensional world that you're, I guess, immersed in, right?
Okay. And how does the head tracking? Because I assume when you move, it's not just about scanning your head, but also moving your head when you listen, right? How does that come with the spatial audio in just not just Cyberpunk but any game, right? So can you maybe explain how that works?
That's a great question. I kind of laugh sometimes. I'll see people and they'll see head tracking and they'll put the headphone on and they'll start to move their head in big motions, and it's not about that. What we really do is we've taken our expertise and we're taking head tracking and applying it to gaming. And what you're doing in gaming is you're making very subtle movements. There's something off in the corner. You might glance at it. You don't notice it though. So subconsciously you're actually localizing. You heard something and you heard something back there. You go like that. So by capturing that using a webcam, we capture those very small head movements called micro movements. And what we do is we take that personalized head-related transfer function, and we slightly adjust it. Okay. And that slight adjustment is what you're doing in the real world. And when you do that, wow, you're localizing sound like in the real world. It sounds much more natural and more immersive.
And especially for this front-back perception, because if you think about our hearing, we have these two ears on the side of our head, so we're very good actually at localizing on this stereo plane in front of us, like very effective at that. Not quite so good at the vertical because we don't have ears here and here. And if something is directly in front of you or directly behind you, well, there's some similarity then in this transfer, right? Yeah. The shape of your head is more or less the same on either side. So we're always making these movements, these micro movements, and then you can feel, right? Your brain is just building up this picture. It's taking all of that information, all of that data to create this coherent audio image, if that makes sense, like this picture of the world that it's creating in your head.
So let's back down because our chat also has a lot of questions.
Sure.
First, you scan your head with an app on your phone. Yes? Okay, good. Then you can use it with any headset that you want, or do you need something specific?
Any headset. So
awesome.
If you're playing Cyberpunk today, right, and then you have a PC, right, you're all set. And you're great. Easy. So you go into the software, you do the download, do the install, go in, select universal close back or universal in-ear or universal open back, and you're ready to go. But what we've also done one step further. So we have wonderful mastering engineers, and what they do is we've taken a selection of headsets, Auto Z, Logitech, Razer, SteelSeries, and for specific models, we've gone in and created custom presets. And what those are is we're maintaining the signature sound of that headset that you love, but we've made it customized for the software and for the game.
Nice. And the tracking of your head, that's with camera? Or?
That's with camera.
Okay.
So, our technology works with the hardware tracking, but the simple thing is most people have, a webcam built in, and so just turn it on. There was a really great comment in Twitter by this one gamer, and they're like, it's amazing, make sure, turn on your webcam. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna make a difference.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about the verticality of the city and stuff. Are there any specific for you, or like something that is very close to your heart in-game that makes the Immerse Gamepack and in general the spatial audio like the best? Like this is the place that you want to go to hear it the best.
Yeah, so I remember when I was first doing the spatial mix for Cyberpunk back in the day. We're obviously trying like many different things. We're throwing grenades around. This is like a great way to get it. But the thing really that made it sing for me is when we're walking through the city. In the early days of Cyberpunk, when we were trying to come up with the vision, how the sound should be, we were sat with Adam Badowski, and we were like presenting, okay, here's the vision of what we want from the soundscape. And we were using obviously some references, some clips from films. And there's this one clip from Blade Runner, I remember, where he's walking through the city and he's being bombarded with the adverts. Now, in the clip, it's, I don't know, 5 seconds or 10 seconds, something like this. And we're like, okay, we want this for 100 hours right, for this. So we were thinking, how can we create this experience of all of these sounds coming to you? And when we're experiencing this with the spatial sound that's like really putting you in and letting you feel this almost like oppressive feeling from that, I'm getting this in when we're deep in the city, especially around the Kabuki area. I think the stuff that we have in Dogtown as well is like really vertical there, so we can really get the experience here. Maybe just outside the mega building. This is like personally has a big emotional connection to me, because I remember this first time when we showed it, even internally to the teams, of coming out of the mega building and then into this huge open space, and you have this wall of sound washing over you, it's just like really great experience to feel that, okay, this is a big world, this is alive.
Yeah. That's cool. I grabbed that. It's our engineers, working in collaboration, right? And we'll get to that collaboration part, but just when I hear what they've done, and I go, wow. It's Colin had this, we met at GDC, right, and he's doing a check, the sound check, and he's, hey, yeah, the city, yeah, we made the city come alive. And we as technology providers, we don't know that's what his vision is, that's his key. And when he says that, you're like, yeah, okay, we nailed it. And I feel that in all the tech demos that we've done, it just comes alive.
Okay. Maybe just a small reminder to the whole Twitch community. There is a command, !Embody. If you want to learn more, there is a link to the website that you can download the free trial for 14 days, right?
Yeah.
14 days trial.
14 days.
And if you will be, obviously happy with it, you can then purchase the software and enjoy it everywhere in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so guys, try it out. It doesn't cost anything. If you like it.
And if you already
you can continue.
The Twitch chat is open, and we are waiting for your questions as well.
Yes.
If you have anything specific.
We have the sale going on right now too.
Yes, as well.
That's right.
So it's even cheaper.
It's even cheaper. 15% off.
And Cyberpunk is also on sale on PC. So guys, perfect moment.
Okay, and we mentioned obviously like PC, that if you have PC headset, but what about consoles?
Yes.
I know this is a very hot topic.
Tricky topic.
A lot of questions about this. Yeah.
We get a lot of good questions about this, and that's great. Thank you for the questions and request for console. And yes, we are working on a version of that, for console. So yes, we look forward to.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Look forward to that
We
coming out.
can make it. So right now it's available on PC. Does it need some resources on the PC, or won't it impact your game time? So basically, what will it impact the performance of the game?
So no, you're not going to impact the performance of the game. The very light load on the PC. We're seeing an uptick of maybe 2%, like an i7 type machine.
Okay.
So we have, again, shout out to our dev team, right? Great engineers, really, fine-tuning the code, right? Small CPU load and also small memory footprint.
Perfect.
So,
And that's with head tracking enabled too.
Okay, awesome. No need for special hardware.
Yeah.
Doesn't improve. Doesn't
impact
the performance. Amazing.
Yeah. Perfect. And you mentioned about the presets, like some few questions ago. And how can we actually customize? Like, what can we customize in the settings for the audio?
There's a lot, and before I talk about what the end user can customize, I'm gonna talk about a big customization that we haven't talked about yet, and that is, we say, there's collaboration, we say it's customized for Cyberpunk. What does that mean? So you've got this personalized head-related transfer function, right? You've got head tracking going on. We say that's about 50% of technology. Get you 50% of a way of a full deep immersion that we can actually do. The other 50% is art. And that's the collaboration, really, where we take our mastering engineers and they work with, Christoph and the sound team and Colin, and they're getting feedback. And what they're getting feedback on, the depth of the sound field. They're getting feedback on the how much spatialization you want in the front versus the back. The height. How much height do you want to have? And they're doing a lot of fine tuning for the game, and it's a lot of work. It took us like a year, because it's a very the game is huge and large, right?
Yeah.
But the challenge really is the detail that's in the sound design and getting each sound right.
Actually, this was something that was surprising to me. It's not something that I expected when we went into this collaboration, into this partnership. Because typically, that's not the way it works, right? Typically, you have the solution, the HRTF solution, and it's set, and it's like, okay, we will even tune some of our game to try and fit generally how all of those different solutions can have. And we know that normally when you're putting on a HRTF, okay, this is modifying the sound. It is going to change it. And if it's only going through this technical part, then it can affect some of those creative choices that you've made, right? You can actually pull away from some things that you do. And this is a question, when you're then playing back with that of, do I prefer to have the spatial sound, or do I prefer to have more of like the pure vision? And we have some presets in the menu where you can choose the dynamic range as well. If you do I want, like, let's say the studio setup, which is the one closest to how our sound designers are mixing and creating the game, or maybe if you have the headphones, you choose the headphone option because it will have the smaller dynamic range. And what I didn't expect was that in this partnership, actually we would be tuning the HRTF not just like to the person, to the user who's playing it, but actually we were able to give that creative feedback of, okay, it sounds great, but we need more kick from the guns. Like we've lost something here that we wanted to have, we need that back. And then how quickly we were able to iterate on this and bring this back, or there's just something here that we're missing from creatively compared to what we had before, and then working with the Embody team to tune this back in, right? So it's not just actually personalized to you, but actually personalized to our vision, how we want to portray Night City in the game.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you can present it the way you like it. So Ira, you mentioned it took around a year. Is this like the entire time that it took to develop and integrate it with Cyberpunk, or was it longer?
No, it was actually a year. To be Colin, we met Colin in GDC March of 2023.
23, yeah.
Right, we went to their hotel suite, right, did a demonstration. I'll never forget, it was a wonderful time because we're all worried. We're like, oh my gosh, I hope he like, and he's listening, you know, and when you know, sound professionals listen, it takes some time. And you can only sit there and wait. And you're okay, because they're not saying anything, they're listening, they're focused, you know. But Colin, he's a big guy, right? He comes out, you know, and I'm sitting like this. He comes out and he's like, how was it? And he's like, height, solid. And it was like, okay. So that was
great impression. Yeah, perfect. Exactly.
That was the start, though, you know. And then they put this, you know. That's what we like. Is our job is not to tell you, hey, you got to use our technology. No, our job is, hey, what is your vision? We want to make sure that it's a lossless sound from, you know, the Cyberpunk 2077 sound team's vision and what they want it to be to the end user on a headset is completely lossless. That vision is transferred completely as it should be, and the end user is like, wow.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if I ever told you, but I was kind of skeptical going into this meeting. I was like, okay, GC, we'll talk to lots of people, we'll say, I was prepared to go in, yeah, it sounds nice, but okay, maybe not for us. But clearly, things went in a different direction.
Well.
Yeah,
Nice. Good.
So can we say it was the biggest challenge to actually convince Colin in this whole collaboration that it's, you know, let's do it, guys, together, right? Or maybe there were different challenges on your path.
To be honest, like, once I'd heard it, because this is the key. Once I'd heard it, it's like, okay, I see where this can go. Right? I see the potential. So from this part, the convincing was not so much there. I think the real challenge for us with this was, okay, already we'd shipped Cyberpunk, it was a few years out, and this technology is like cutting edge, like really. I was skeptical because I'd not seen it before. I'd not heard such a thing before. I didn't know that we were like at that point where we could really have this personalized HRTF and have it sound like this. So it was how are then we going to integrate this actually into a project where we're coming to the end of the time where we will be developing on that. And we had to work close together, how to come up with some clever solutions. Or how can we actually put this in without needing to go in and then undo or unplug a bunch of stuff, which we couldn't really go back and then redo everything again. But we found the way. Right?
We did.
Yeah.
That's the fun. That's the collaboration. That's the teamwork. That's mutual appreciation.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really good.
So right now it's a very cutting edge technology. Do you think like further down the line, like in 15 years, 50 years even, that would be the standard?
I think, you know, we hope it to be. We hope it to be. I joined the company 7 years ago, and I do truly believe that there will be a time you will never listen to stereo again. And that just has to do with artists, when you get a hold of this tech, okay? And what we're doing, we're working on a design which was already done, okay? And we're allowing that to be presented, you know, in its fullness. Now imagine if you start from zero and you use the tech as an artist and you say, okay, you don't have to worry about stereo downmix anymore. Just paint as you want to paint, okay? There's no boundaries anymore. That's gonna be amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, certainly, like Ira says, when we start from the beginning and then we know this and we know the kinds of customization that we can do, then this opens up a whole new realm of possibilities. Like, how can we use this creatively to express maybe some different spaces or some different emotions in the game, maybe to put you inside of the head of different characters or try and shape your perception of the sound around. And I think probably we don't even know yet, like all of the ways that we will find to use the tool. Really exciting.
Yeah. So we can actually say that this collaboration, this partnership actually enhanced our vision for maybe our future games, right? With the whole possibilities that are there, right? It's pretty cool to see that, at least from my perspective.
Hear that.
And hear that, yes.
I know something's problem.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, audio, I should say here, but I say no.
we know each other. So. Do we have any questions from the chat, maybe?
Right now, let me check. Let's see.
Okay. Okay, you mentioned obviously the anecdote from meeting Colin during the GDC, but maybe do you have any other cool things to share with our community, like from the the whole development time, or when we shipped the whole game pack already to people?
I think I have a few anecdotes.
Okay.
One is we want to say thank you so much to Cyberpunk 2077, the marketing. It was just wonderful collaboration, very professional, outstanding support, outstanding collaboration, and we're making assets, figuring out the messaging, we're getting feedback, and we had thought that the sound design was signed off. And we get this message from Colin. It's April, okay? And we are already making, all the assets. And he's like, hey, I tell our CEO, hey, couple, everything is great, yeah, definitely signed off. But there's a few things that we would like to change. And this is like, oh no, okay, we have to, June is coming. But like Colin said, I hats off to our team, right? The tools we have to be able to go in and make the changes, to the customization are really great, and Colin's team is again, the feedback, working together was really good collaboration, and we got it done and didn't miss a beat, and okay, we keep on going. So, but at first when I saw that, I was like, okay, we have a date, we have to ship.
Yeah. It's always the way that we are. We're always searching for, how can we just push it a little bit extra. And from my side, when I had this, you were asking, okay, is it good? I'm like, oh, okay, we can ask for some more feedback then. Sure, right, yeah, why not? and we didn't know, right, how much was possible. Yeah. So at that point, and it was more than I think we assumed that we would be able to go with in terms of that customization, in terms of tuning that sound. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad we got it in. But yeah, it was heart was beating.
Like, judging by your hoodie, you really liked working with us because this is like specific Embody and Cyberpunk hoodie. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about this design on it?
Yes, I can. Shout out to Morgan. We've got a great designer, and she came up with this wonderful design. What it is it's actually, it's your ear. It's the frequency response of one of our team members' ear. And just putting it out there to say, hey, HRTFs are cool. This is an audio company, and we're going to customize it for everybody in the whole world.
And it's very cyberpunky.
Yeah, it has like Phantom Liberty vibes all over. So perfect choice.
It's like a photograph of that team member if the photograph was done with sound, right? Something like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the last question from me, and we know this is already on social media, Mission Blind Shot. Can you maybe tell us a bit about that?
Most definitely. First of its kind, it's a streaming event, right? So we've got streamers working with their audience to go ahead and do these achieve challenges. Okay, it's going to last for 2 weeks. It starts tomorrow. Come out to our website, embody.co/Cyberpunk 2077, and check out the schedule. Will be there, right? And jump in, join. Teams that achieve their mission will get good prizes for the streamer as well as the audience. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Cool. Can anyone still sign up for it, or is the list closed?
You know what? We'll still take some. If there's some streamers out there and you're listening, definitely get in touch with us, and we'll make sure you get the dossier and love to have you join us. Yes.
Perfect. So
I was wondering about like one scene from the game that you think it works, like makes it so much better. Colin, maybe it's a good question for you.
Sure. So if I'm going to choose this one scene, as I said, I really love the sound of the city. I really love this verticality. Mm-hmm. So I think if we go to the parade, where the Haneko's parade, and we're going through this, because this has so many levels of verticality, and we have some action going on. We have maybe some people falling off some buildings, the big floats coming through, all of this music, this great atmosphere. I think this is an area where it really you can really feel that being brought to life. Really feel, okay, yeah, this is something huge. I'm actually standing on top of quite a big building here.
Yeah. What about any like Johnny Silverhand's music played during the game? Right, we have this concert, right, from him. What about this kind of experience with Immerse Gamepack? How?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great point, because when we created this quest, the idea there was we really wanted the player to feel like they were in the band, right? So we actually had to do a bunch of stuff so we could separate out the sound sources from this music and have it played from the correct places. So it's really as if you're in the room. So we'd already prepared all of this to have this feeling, okay, I'm actually in the body here of V, but playing as Johnny Silverhand with the band. I have Kerry, I have the drums, I have the crowd, all of this going on. So then we were going to take this spatialization, right, these different sound sources, and really have this feel like it's coming in the world, right? It's something actually around me. I can even maybe look around a little bit and feel how that sound is moving around me. We use this word a lot, right? We talk about immersive, and it's called Immerse. It's a really good name because that's exactly the feeling that you have when you're in this concert and situations like this.
No, that's awesome, because like Cyberpunk on itself is already very, very immersive with the first-person perspective, and adding on top the audio level of that with the Immerse Gamepack, I think it's gonna be amazing.
There's the mission where you actually you're playing the guitar.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Supreme.
Supreme, this one, yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
You know, we had a really cool comment again on Twitter, and the person was commenting that they redid that mission, and they're like, wow, it's like art. And I said, that's cool. That's what it is.
Okay, so it's not just, this sounds like a gunshot or sounds somewhere in the background. It's also like proper music, right, in the game that can be personalized and, again, immersed, immersive, enhanced.
Connecting with this emotion, right? This is actually it's an interesting one, because sometimes when we think about games and we think about quests, okay, there's going to be some action, there's going to be some shooting, there's going to be that, and this is all about story. We have a bunch of moments like this in Cyberpunk, which really are just pure emotional moments, right?
Yeah.
Only storytelling, maybe not what you would normally expect from some action going on, and when we think about audio, I think this is like one of the strongest ways, and especially music, the strongest ways that we can connect with players' emotions. So I know, I don't know about other people, but for me, when I'm playing this quest, it is a really emotional thing, especially with all of the story and the history with the characters, the steps that you have to go through in order actually to prepare this to happen. You have to build this relationship with Kerry, actually, like, come back from the brink of maybe hopelessness to, okay, actually we're going to live this again. We're really going to come back to this this moment from our glory days, something that maybe we thought we'd lost, but we can still be there. And then this is the culmination of it, right? All of these threads that have been built up, all of these moments, these choices that the player has been making, and then this is going to come together for just one really great experience, one really emotional moment where you can fully rock out,
No, but I love what you're saying, because we, playing games, watching movies, we focus a lot on the soundtrack, on the actual music, but the audio and the other sounds in those things, they actually subconsciously make us feel things as well. So that's amazing that we put extra care into that.
Yeah, and sometimes, like, even when there is no sound at all, it's also like plays the huge.
Then it's jarring when there's no sound. It's like crazy.
Yes.
All right. I think that would be it about audio and the Immerse Gamepack. But we want to remind our community that it's now available to download. You can get a trial for free, and if you like it, it's also on sale right now. Yes. So type on the chat !Embody, and it will give you the link to Embody website.
Do you guys have any final words before we wrap up this stream?
I just want to give a shout out, to Colin and the sound team, Christoph, because we're a startup, and they trusted in us, and we really appreciate that. Shout out to the marketing team, Gabby, Amelia, Derek. Again, you're putting your trust in this company, and you're wonderful to work with, and we really appreciate that, and we thank you. Thank you for that. And a big shout out to the Cyberpunk 2077 fans. Love the questions. Thank you for trying out the game pack. Thank you for the love for those who bought it, and we hope that many, many more will give it a try.
Yeah, and if you still have any questions, even after the stream, to our friends from Embody, to Ira, to Capio, who is on the other side of the camera, and to their team, there is a special room on Discord and a special room on forums. So if you have any questions, you can type it there. And guys will pretty much answer you almost instantly. I've seen you guys are going crazy with those answers.
They're in the chat right now.
Yes.
All the questions, so we don't have questions for the stream.
So yeah, it was definitely great collaboration on our part together. So it's really cool to see that we can also support each other in startup things. Like everyone sometimes has to start from somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
We started from somewhere.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Again, just to reciprocate, it's been great working with you guys, and look forward to more of it. And I hope everyone out there, you all enjoy this very immersive experience.
Well put. Well put.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Ira, for joining us. Thank you, Amelia, for leading this with us. And thank you, everyone in the chat on Twitch right now who is watching us. We will see you next time.
Yeah, very soon again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.